wanted to stay. We'll push it to the edge for real. We'll push it to the end now. We'll push it to the end now. I want your body, all in. 'Cause I love the way you make me feel. We'll push it to the end now. We'll push it to the end now. I want your body, all in. 'Cause I love the way you make me feel. I want your body, don't know what to do, how to do it. Know that I should leave, but I hate it. Know that you're not the right one. If you were falling, will you fall with me? If I was caught, will you answer me? The timing was off, but would you wait for me? Would you wait for me? Would you wait for me?
With the commish, Nate.
All right, I forgot to put the correct podcast intro on. It kind of is what it is. It's one of those days, man. Maniac and I were talking before we got going here. It's one of those eat a whole sleeve of Girl Scout cookie days, man. It's not even 3 o'clock and I'm ready to call it a day. Maniac, as terrible of a day as I'm having, I hope you're having a better one.
Yeah, I'm not playing Madden today, so no, I'm actually cleaning around the house and doing some stuff, getting ready to go get the kids for the spring break from college.
Oh,
so
nice. Spring break is already upon us. What up, Bill? What up, Randy? All right, let's jump into it. We're already here. Week number 4. Your Cardinals beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kevin 23-17. Jacksonville beats the Colts 23-3. Just moving on. It's a CPU team. Cincinnati and Denver win against James and the Jets 24-9. Dallas beats Nisongo 27-14. Mr. Randy and his Denver Broncos wins 38-20 against. We were just talking about him. Why am I simple? Jeez, man, it was escaping me there. Colin with a 38-23 victory over Tim and the Lions. Joker falls and his Buffalo Bills fall to the Patriots and lost Sniper 34-21. Rod and his Commanders with a 35-3 commanding victory, no pun intended, over Little Koch. Atlanta and Cincyburg with a 31-6 dominating victory over Bird. Meek in Seattle with a 24-21 victory over Bill and the Giants. Philadelphia with a big win. Twinkie getting a win over Priest and the Packers 20-17. My Saints fall to James and his Chiefs 30-13. Miami and Massimo with a 24-20 victory over Nipples, who I'm not 100% sure he was around for this one. This might have been a CPU game. Zoe with a big victory. I think this was a CPU game as well. I know it was 34-24 over the Rams. Vegas and the Raiders and J Bowles with a 31-20 victory over Roger. And then finally wrapping up week number 4, Pittsburgh with a 42, Byron with a 42-25 victory against Oldtimer and the Chargers. Maniac, which one of these you want to talk about?
Yeah, there's some good ones here.
There were some bad ones
Um,
too.
yeah, and there was some bad ones too. So, and it seemed like there's been a few bad ones. Actually, I have to tell you that the San Francisco and Ram one did end up being actually played by
Oh,
both
okay.
owners.
There you
It
go.
was going to be started out as a CPU game, and then I guess D Money got free. But
Nice win
anyway,
for Zoe.
and since I'm already kind of telling that, we'll just talk about this one.
Nice.
Um, the Rams here outgained the 49ers actually in total yards, had 419 to 339. Rushing yards, the 49ers are sneaky good on the ground. He's got a couple of good younger, really quick running backs that are kind of hard to get a hold of. He had 97 yards rushing, 242 the pass, and 337 first downs. The Rams actually had more first downs, 20 first downs, moving a lot of chains to 15 for the 49ers. Turnovers, though, and this is one thing that you cannot say about D Money a whole lot of times, but he led this game in turnovers with 4, and his defense didn't get none in return. So, Zoe and the 49ers protecting the ball, and that right there, I mean, was probably the difference in this game. Red zone percentage 83% for the 49ers, 75 for the Rams. Time of possession, just a hair advantage for the 49ers. And looking up at the scoreboard for the quarters there, San Francisco actually had a 13-10 lead going into halftime, and then shut out the Rams in the third quarter. Were able to score a touchdown, and then both teams exchanged 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. But the one guy I had to talk about, Brock Purdy. I think he's making a case to be the MVP, possibly of the league this season. He's very, very efficient. I just I just played him yesterday, and man, he was just. I think it was the end of the third quarter before I actually had his first incompletion. Uh, he was just driving me nuts, and he was just very efficient with the football. Darian Edwards, he's been struggling a little bit this season as well. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 60%. He actually had a better completion percentage than Purdy in this game. Looking over at the rushing attack, though, Jordan James, very underrated kind of guy for the 49ers, but 8 carries, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. I just have to kind of go by my experience playing this guy. He doesn't go down. He breaks every first tackle that you try to get on him, and he's just a really good running back. Jaden Blue, 9 for 48. The one guy that is going to be, I think, good, which he didn't have a really good game this game, obviously, because he had 11 carries, 18 yards, and a fumble. But I think this McDowell kid from Notre Dame, 5'7", 196, he's eventually going to be probably a starting running back here in the season or two. But he's a pretty good little running back as well. Jarius Tyson getting his touches, 9 receptions, 2 touchdowns, 168 yards. Adonai Mitchell, new pickup for the 49ers. He's been scorching the earth here in the OMFL with 5 receptions, 136 yards, and a touchdown as well. And then Darnell Belton, young wide receiver, big bodied wide receiver from Georgia. 5 receptions, 53 yards. He's just kind of the chain mover. And Mark Bolden didn't do a whole lot this game, but he's a guy that I think you need to watch out for. He's kind of growing into that offense for the 49ers, but 2 receptions, 32 yards. And multiple guys had receptions, and a few guys contributed there as well. Defense, looking at the tackle leader, solo tackle, it's always kind of deceiving. Like the leading tackle was with 3, but total tackles, Jair Brown with 9. Your tackle for loss guy, 3. Henley there with 3 tackles for loss. Jackson also with 2. Fisk with 2. And then your sacks, Jackson, Henley, and Fisk all had sacks, and Jackson actually had 2 in this game. Interception leaders, Hunter for the 49ers. First-year cornerback had 2 in this game, and Lenore had 1 also for the 49ers. So very very good opportunistic game for the 49ers defense, which is really kind of what sealed this game for them. They had good pressure. They had 4 sacks plus 4 turnovers. That's a pretty good recipe for success for the 49ers.
Yep. Anytime you can leave a game against the Rams and not turn the ball over, you've done yourself a massive favor. Week number 5, the D-Money led Los Angeles Rams again. I guess this game was played. Beats Joker and the Buffalo Bills 28-18. Dwayne and the Dallas Cowboys get a 30-10 victory over Twinkie. Collins stays red hot with a 40-33 victory over Priest. Raiders and Jay Bowles with a 27-21 victory over the CPU. I would love an owner, but I don't have any prospects right now, and we gotta go find him. Pittsburgh and Byron 38-35 over Roger. Cincyburg with a 44-41 victory over Kevin. That's a really good game between those two. Is it Madden Robot? I don't know what this is. Anyway,
That's simple.
It's simple. Yeah. It's just
he's got like 600 different aliases,
and it always messes with my head because I always look at it and go, "Wait, who is that?" I mean, it's simple. 24-21 over Nicehanger. Look at a little defensive game. I even heard people calling this out in the chat while it was live. Massimo with a 9-6 win over James. Zoe continues to stay red hot. 2 massive back-to-back victories here, 31-29 over Meek. Tim beats my Saints 21-19. I may not win a game this season. Bird bounces back 34-27 over James. Little Koch bounces back 27-24 over Nipple, or maybe the CPU. I don't know if Nipple was gone by then. Denbrew bounces back with a 10-6 victory over Randy. Denbrew's playing some really good defense this year. Your Cardinals fall to Lost Sniper 45-31. Defense wasn't happening in this game at all. Old Timer and the Chargers with a 28-24 victory over Big Hurt. This was a sim, but the Chargers, it was a sim win for the Chargers. But the Chargers were winning that game with a little time left before they DC'd. That's a big-time victory here for Old Timer. And then wrapping up week number 5, Rod with a 31-28 victory over Mr. Beal and the New York Giants. Which game you want to talk about here, bub?
I really want to look deeper into that Miami New York Jets.
Let's do it.
This game actually killed my hopes for the pick'em because I picked the Jets in this one, and lo and behold, he didn't get the victory. And when I saw the score, I was like, "Was this simmed or was this?" But no, it was actually played. Offensive yards, and you're looking at the score there, 9-6. You're thinking there's probably not a whole lot of offense, but there was actually a decent amount of offense in this game. It was 287 yards for the Jets, 212 for the Dolphins. That's not a whole lot. Rushing yards, 34. That's pretty slim pickings there for the Dolphins, but 76 for the Jets. 211 passing yards for the Jets, 178 for the Dolphins. First downs, man, the Jets were churning out some first downs, but just couldn't get into scoring range. 6 for the Dolphins. Just looking at this, you would be thinking like, okay, the Jets would have won this game just from this point right here, and yet still 1 turnover for the Dolphins, no turnovers for the Jets. 3rd down conversions, 4 for the Jets, 2 for the Dolphins. Red zone percentage, though, 50% for the Jets and 100% for the Dolphins. So I guess every time they got in the red zone, they got points. So time of possession largely impacted and tilted towards the Jets. 22 minutes to only 13:52 for the Dolphins. Looking at the stats, and both quarterbacks look like they had a decent day on 54% completion for the Stinson for the Jets, 64 for Bowanko for the Dolphins, 11-17. He was sacked 2 times, had an interception, no touchdown throws in this game. It's all the field goal kickers. We may even look at the field goal kicker stats in this one.
5
5 sacks for for Stinson. He got Stinson. He got sacked 5 times in this game, so he was under a lot of duress. Mabry, 10 carries, 58 yards. Allen for 18. I'm trying to look at the Dolphins here. Montgomery had 4 for 17, 9 for 16. Just not a whole lot of offense going on the ground. Looking at receptions, wide receiver Carlos Ivory had 9 receptions, 159 yards, no touchdowns. He was dominating the airway, but couldn't get it in the end zone for the Jets. So, and then a lot of 1s and 3s, and most everybody didn't get over 50 yards, and a bunch of them only had like a just in the teens. So a crazy game defensively. Looking at the defense, your tackle leader Sauce Gardner was 7. It's always a problem if your cornerback is your leading solo tackle, leader of the game. Tackles for loss, 3 for Phillips. Chamberlain also had 2. Several other guys for the Jets had 2 sacks. 2.5 for Phillips, 1.5 for Childress. For the Jets, Miami McKenzie had 1, Reynolds, and there's 3 or 4 guys there had half sacks as well. The lone interception, Will Milner. We've heard this name before. I think this is the guy from when Kobe had the Titans. So he was able to get an interception this game. And we're going to go over here and look at the kicker. The old kicker, and the Jets kicker actually struggled in this game as well. Joey Sly was only 2 of 4, missing 2 field goals. Brenner was 3 of 4. Just the difference in this game. Those misses though came from 50-yard attempts for the Jets or more, and he was 0 for 2 in those. And the Dolphins kicker was 2 of 3 from 50 or more. So Dolphins were just better on the sticks for kicking those long-range field goals in this game. So the interesting score and stats in this game, but kind of surprising with in the day and age of what the OMFL has been, just aired out, and then you only had 9 and 6 points scored by both these teams in this game. So kind of unusual.
Randy says, I watched this game with the Dolphins and Jets. Just missed a ton of field goals and let the clock run out from like the 2-yard line to win the game. Major sale job from Mr. James, and that's some brotherly love being showed right there. All right, let's look at week number that was 5, right? We're going to go to week number 6. That's where we want to go. Seahawks Dolphins are playing this week. That has not happened. Texans and Colts. Good luck with that one, Mr. Roger. The Cincinnati, golly, I don't know why I always do that. Cincy Bird-led Falcons beat Bill and the Giants 31-7. The Jets and James bounce back and puts up tons of points in this week, 52-49 against Lost Sniper. Big Hurt and Simple will play a little later. Dwayne and Little Koch will play a little later. Denbrew with a 20-0 victory, dominating defense once again for the Cincinnati Bengals there over Nipples. Zoe continues to stay red hot. A tough game against you, but he still gets the victory, 37-30 against Maniacs Cardinals. Kevin and D-Money will play a little later. Twinkie and Tim will play a little later. Absolutely got dominated last night by Randy and the Denver Broncos 33-13. I literally will not win a game this season. I'm just so over it. Bird with a 34-20 victory over Old Timer and the Chargers. And then a good rivalry game here. I know that Nighthunger's still building that team, but these guys all kind of don't like each other there. 37-21 Priest over Nicehunger. Not a lot of games here to pick from, but which one do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think the reason why I just kind of comment on I think it's because 3 of those out of the 4 have their favorite team in this division. They just can't stand the other teams in real life. So
that's fair.
It kind of boils over into the OMFL. There's a couple of games. I guess we're gonna do a twofer for James because we're gonna talk about Lost Sniper the New England Patriots and James and the Jets. We go from one extreme to the next. So
talk about
the Jets,
extremes, brother. You put up 9 points and then you followed it up with a 52 burger.
Yeah, he's. I think they said internally that they were not going to let the field goal kicker actually on the field this game. So, yeah, offensive output here is just almost unbelievable, man. 536 for the Patriots to 488 for the Jets. Offensive rushing yards. Patriots did actually struggle rushing the ball a little bit, which is kind of surprising because he ran all over me, but maybe it's just because my defense stinks as well. So, but offensive rushing yards for the Jets, 158. So he got his ground game going. Passing yards for the Jets, 330 for them, 456 for the Patriots. So a lost sniper just gets it done through the air. Offensive first downs dominated by the Patriots, 22-15 for the Jets. Turnovers, always got to look at those. Patriots had 4 turnovers. It's always like the underlying story of the game. The team that has a lot of turnovers usually ends up losing or doesn't really help themselves in the win column here. But Jets only had 1 third down conversions. Both teams had 4. Red zone percentage. Really, I guess they had so many red zone opportunities. Red zone for the Patriots was 57%. Jets was 62%. Both of them had 4 touchdowns in the red zone. So good gosh. Time of possession 17 for the Patriots, only 11 for the Jets. So the Jets were getting some big plays in this game. All right, let's look at the stats. Oh my goodness. The quarterbacks didn't have touchdowns in the last game with the Jets. Now all of a sudden, Stinson, he's an all-pro, 5 touchdown in this game with 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times, 22 of 35, 62%, 349 yards. Drake May, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 22, 29, 75%. Just had those interceptions to kind of bug out his extremely good game. Mabry, 12 attempts, 98 yards. So I guess the ground game going again in this game. 1 touchdown. Allen, 8 for 54 and a touchdown. Henderson for the Patriots, 54 yards. Peoples only 26. And these guys were corralled in this game. I couldn't control them. Jets did a good job of controlling them. Hernandez, this was another guy I couldn't put a corral on in my game either. He was all over the field. 5 receptions, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns for Hernandez. Smith, 7 receptions, 139 yards, and a touchdown. Ricards, he is still getting it done, even getting a little long in the tooth, but man, he's still 6 receptions, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns. So 6 touchdowns between Hernandez and Ricards in this game. And it looked like they had some long plays in this game as well. Taylor, 5 for 91. I mean, man, you get a touchdown, you get a touchdown, you get a catch. Everybody got a catch, man. So defense, let's see if there was anybody that had some good defensive stats. Solo tackles, McKinney for the wheel linebacker for the Jets. Murphy, 5 for the Patriots. Tackles for loss. Barmore with 3. Soto with 2. And then your sack leaders, Barmore with 1, Woodson with 1, and then a couple of guys, Landry and Williams had a half sack. An interception, Amani Wise, the Mike linebacker for the Jets, 2 interceptions. Jabril Peppers with 1, and Coleman with 1. And let's see. And Sly only got 1 opportunity to kick a field goal in this game, and he actually made it, but it was a short field goal. So I think if I looked at the box score right, it was the overtime winner. So he got a little bit of redemption, I guess. So
Randy also says, I watched this one also. Lost was fixing to run the clock out in the end, but James user forced a fumble, tied it, went to overtime, Lost threw a pick, and James actually made the field goal this time to get the W. And then Randy says, Blackburn was my leading receiver against Priest. I'm not sure that's the brag you think it is there, Randy. I'm just giving you a hard time. Blackburn's a receiver he got from me. So good luck. I'm glad that worked out. Okay, little OMFL news. When we come back, we're going to run through these predictions. We can easily spend an hour on these. We're going to try not to do that. We're going to run through these, give each divisional pick, and then we'll pick who we think is going to be in the OMFL Bowl and who will win it. Oh, my goodness, I can't talk. We will be right back, though, after this commercial break. We're going to go to Nipples this time.
¿Estás dolido por Madden? Oh,
Sí, señor.
4444. Es Miguel. Te ayudaré a mejorar tu vida. No Madden, no McDonald McFlurry. Adiós, amigo. 444-4444. Llama, te puedo ayudar.
When your nips has been twisted, please call Miguel.
No hablamos inglés.
As one and only. They broke the mold after they made that one right there. Okay, we're going to run through some standings and run through all of these divisions. We're going to go backwards because we always go the other way. 49ers 5-1, Rams 4-1, Seahawks 2-3, Cardinals 2-4. Who wins this division?
I'm going to say the 49ers. I think his offense and stuff right now is just playing lights out, and he's also just playing really exceptionally good defense. So the 49ers, the team to beat in the West.
I do think they're the team to beat here early on, but I'm going to go with D-Money and the Rams. He is still D-Money. He will figure out this baby thing. He'll find his stride, and he's going to win this division. NFC East, this one's been owned for quite some time by D-Wayne. 4-1. Rod and his Commanders are 3-2. Twinkie and the Eagles 2-3. Bill struggling this season at 1-5. Who wins this division, and why is it the Cowboys?
Because Dwayne is Eddie steady. It doesn't matter what changes may be from Madden or sliders. It doesn't matter. Dwayne is just steady Eddie. Always figures it out. Always plays the same way, and he's just consistent. So you can't go against consistency like that. So it's going to be the Cowboys again. I do think the Commanders will be right on his heels, probably get in as a wild card again, but it's just going to be the Cowboys until the wheels fall off, or maybe Dwayne gets too drunk to play every time. and then it might be.
Yeah, it's Dwayne and Cowboys. Rod will make it interesting with the Commanders. The Giants will get some upset victories. I know he's off to a slow start, but Bill is still Bill, and he is still going to go and take a couple from some people. I do not see Bill going full tank mode. NFC South, Cincyberg and the Falcons at 5-1. Bird 3-3. Kevin 2-3. And then my terrible Saints 0-6. Who wins the NFC South?
Gotta go with the Falcons. You know, obviously we talked about Tank Gate. You know, we always have that discussion every season, it seems like. So, but the Falcons, you know, obviously wasn't really probably in on winning last season. He gets some good draft picks. He had some good players last season too, and they just build up on it with in free agency. He's built a really good squad now, and he's rattled off 4 straight. And I think he's just going to have a string of hold in this division. Do you think the Panthers are going to be right on his heels as well? Still, Bird is always, he's dangerous anytime he plays anyone. So Buccaneers, I think it's going to be an off season for him as well. So just give me the Falcons. I just think that Cincy Bird's just playing really good with what he's got right now on his team, and he's playing just lights out on offense. And then it's hard to stop. I mean, especially the way things have kind of been unfolding in Madden, it's more geared for offense, and I think it just kind of fits Cincy style.
You'll see how he stopped when he got to my Saints. I just sort of avoided that whole conversation. Bird and Kevin will battle it out. These two guys, I think, are very much in it. It's kind of a mixed bag of a start here, but both those guys have really good teams. I think since he's just with as high of a draft pick as he had, he went and hammered out a great draft, hammered out a great offense and defensive game plan, and picking up some free agents and re-signs and trades and all the thing he does. I think since he's going to win this division. NFC North, Colin at 5-0, Priest at 4-2, Tim at 2-3, Nicehanger at 0-6. Who wins the NFC North?
Colin, but Priest is actually playing quite well. That's surprising so far, that division. And I think the Lions are kind of figuring some things out. But I think Colin is just he's kind of, I've noticed he kind of has an off season and an on season. I think this is on season. He's 5-0, starts the season off, and he's got one really good defense. He's only given up a little over 100 points so far on the season after 5 games. That's probably one of the tops in the league right now. And then he's scored 173 points. And so he can score it, and then he can also kind of shut it down a little bit. So I think it's just going to be his, unless he gets hit by the injury bug. Who knows, with Madden. So,
yep, I totally agree with you. I feel like we're just agreeing with each other, but I'm with it. What up, J Bows? What up, Zoe? I think Colin owns this division. He's the most consistent owner in this division, especially since going to all Madden. And he's got that team and that defense absolutely rolling. Moving over to the AFC now. AFC West, J Bows, the current champion at 5-0, old timer at 3-3. Randy at 3-3, and James at 2-3. Who wins the AFC West?
Give me the Raiders. The Raiders. And I know we're probably going to agree on this one as well, but I think he's starting at 5-0. He's kind of building off of the success of the bowl game. I know most of us, I think, in the draft show all picked that said that we didn't think he can make it back to the bowl game. I might be changing my tune on this in a little bit. So, again, he's scoring points. I don't think he's scoring points quite as much as he was last season, but I think equally enough, his defense is playing better than it was last season as well so far. So, I've kind of just got a little bits and pieces from some of his games, and it seemed like every time I tune into his game, it's his defense making a play. So, and you can see there again, this doesn't tell the whole story, but points allowed, 78 points allowed through 5 games, pretty good, especially in our score heavy league that we've got going on with Madden. But he's still been putting up a good amount of points here, almost nearly 150 points on the season. So he's being consistent, and I think it's showing in the win-loss column.
The Chiefs and James have put up 93 points so far this season. 90 of them were against me. I was the only guy that couldn't stop him. But no, I agree with everything you said. Look, Randy and the Broncos are going to make it interesting. Old timers, hard to tell. He kind of got thrown into this. Is he going to be able to find his footing? I don't know the gentleman. I've never watched a ton of his gameplay outside of when he used to be Florida and I was LSU and the Dews. So good owner, but is he going to be able to make a run? Give me the Raiders to win this one. Randy is going to be in the playoffs. I see Randy and his Broncos getting really hot towards the end of the season, maybe being a lower seed, but going on an upset run and maybe going on a run when we get to the playoffs. AFC East, Massimo at 3-2, James at 3-3, Lost at 3-3. And this one's surprising, but Joker at 1-4. Who wins the AFC East?
And this one's probably gonna be one of the more entertaining divisions, I think, this season. The total shocker here for me is the Dolphins are right now currently number 1 in the division, and they've only scored 87 points on the season, which is kind of a shocker for Massimo. Massimo's usually he is a score first guy, play somewhat semi defense, and he's got the best defense so far in points allowed wise. I think this one's going to be, to be honest, though, I think it's going to be a coin toss. I mean, you could literally any three of those guys, I think, could end up being the division winner. But I'm going to go with my gut, and I'm going to say the Jets. I think are probably going to be the better opportunity here to win this division. I think he's been a little bit more consistent across the board, except for that one game that he had against the Dolphins, where it was the 9-6 game. But his defense and his offense are kind of both kind of middle of the road, and I think eventually not being able to score points, I think that's probably going to end up hindering the Dolphins as the season starts chugging along. I think all these guys though are going to be vibing for that spot. It wouldn't shock me if Loss wins it either. I mean, he's just got a prolific offense. His defense is what keeps him from really kind of solidifying himself as the number one here.
What up, Bird? What up, Denbrew? My heart wants to pick Massimo. I love the guy. It seems like life is starting to settle in now that he's into his brand new home. But I'm going to go with my other heart. I think James and what he's doing is great. I need to see the consistency there. He's had some weird games here that have got him to 3-3. I'm going with Lost Sniper and the Patriots. I think he'll figure it out. He'll turn around. That offense is really good. That 87 number for that offense, as you already spoke about for the Dolphins, is making me avoid it. And vice versa, the 214 number for the Patriots are making me pick him. Give me the Patriots to win the East. And then I think wrapping it up, no, two more. South, AFC South, we got Big Hurt at 4-1. We got a CPU team at 2-3. Please, God, let the CPU team win this entire division. It'd be amazing. I'm just joking. We got the Titans at 1-4. I did it again. Simple. Jeez, God, why would that not stick? I don't know why it won't stick. And then Roger at 0-5. He's also about to take some time off. Who is going to win the AFC South?
This is going to be the Jaguars unless the wheels fall off. I mean, that's just it could happen. I mean, right now the only team that's got a winning streak in the division is the Titans, and I think that was a CPU win for him. So
that's a good point.
So we got the Texans. They've lost 5 straight. The Colts, they've lost 3 straight. And I know that part of that's been CPU. I think 1 game, but 2 of those losses were on Bill in New York. And then the Jaguars are coming off a loss. So it would be kind of shocking if the Colts, the CPU team, actually won this. But I don't think Big Hurt loses this unless he just has some dynamic injuries to some of his core players and kind of derails his effort. But I think this one's kind of cut and dry for the most part. I think it's going to be Jaguars.
I'm picking Maniac to win the AFC South since he wants to take over the Colts over here. No, I'm just joking. I'm going Big Hurt and the Jaguars. He's got a really strong team. Look at the points, 161. Great defense at 95. I don't think there's a whole lot else to talk about with Roger dealing with the health stuff. He really doesn't have a chance to focus here. We'll see how that plays out. AFC North, you got Denbrew at 6-0, Little Koch at 4-1, Byron at 2-3, Nips at 1-5, and I'm assuming that Nips is out on this sex cruise that he's always goes to every single year or something like that. So, who wins the AFC North?
Yeah, so like what time is it? Oh yeah, it's spring break. It's he's out looking for the Nips right now. So So yeah, the Ravens are out of this one, obviously. I think this one's going to be a 2-man race here. I think it's going to be Browns, Bengals. Bengals are off to a red hot start. I mean, it's just like again, he's one of the top defensive teams right now. 6 games in and only 73 points allowed. So I'm assuming he's probably the best defense in the league right now. He picked up a lot of good free agents. He got some really good X Factor type players in free agency, and his offense has always kind of been there this Madden so far, and I think it's just going to play good for Denver and the Bengals. I had to kind of hesitate. I was like, is it Little Koch or is it Denver? But it's Denver. But I think the Browns have also made some good changes as well, and I think that both these guys are probably gonna make the playoffs. But give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going Denver and the Bengals. It's good to see them at top. I feel like this was reversed last season. It was like Nipples, Byron, Browns, Bengals, and now it's flipped the other way. Listen, Nipples, he's going to get back. He's going to have a good time. He'll shake off the the rust, and he'll get rolling again late in this season, sort of like what I said with Randy and the Broncos. Byron's still building. He's still trying to, he's got a rough situation to rebuild over there. It's great to see Little Koch back at the top. I'm just taking the big brother in their friendship there. Give me Mr. Denbrew. He's sort of owned this division for a long time, took a step back for a bit. He looks like he is back and rocking and rolling, playing some really great defense at only 73 points. All right, we're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to open up the OMFL mailbag. We got 3 or 4 quick questions. And then when we get done with that, we're tossing it over to Maniac for the question of the day. We're talking to NFL offseason. What's our favorite part? The draft or free agency? We'll be right back.
Leaky pipes, clogged drains? Forget about it. Call Tony the Wrench Romano, New York's most connected plumber. Listen, I don't just fix pipes. I make problems disappear. Fast, quiet, clean. Just like Norna told me. And maybe a couple uncles. Licensed, bonded, respected. No job too big, no secret tunnel too small. You can call someone else. Maybe they show up. You call me, I make sure it gets done. We don't just stop the leaks, we stop the talking. Now serving all 5 boroughs, and nobody asks questions.
Nobody ask any questions, Bill said. All right, let's open up. Oh, no. Yes, we're opening up the mailbag. That's right. Mailbag and then question. That's what we're doing. Randy
I need to make a call to Tony the Wrench Romano.
I need to make a call to a coffee shop, I think. Randy says, Madden is a game we all enjoy. Is it? Is it, Randy?
What?
Is it?
What?
I'm not.
Look, I've got I don't even have it pulled up. I was like,
I think I'm going to give him an X just for putting that. Yet equally hated times. Oh, I don't know about equal. If you had the ultimate authority at EA and could fix one thing, what would it be? I would simplify the game. I just think I understand why we went RPG route and dice roll route and like all that stuff. The game was so much more enjoyable when it was simple. And I think they went advanced in the places they shouldn't have. Like, there's no reason why I don't have advanced stats in Madden. That stuff's all built out for the NFL. You tell me we can't have that for Madden? I'm talking about like all the advanced stats that you can pull up for Madden. I understand why we don't have advanced stuff for the draft and like really being able to look and find some hidden gems. Like, I just think they went advanced in like gameplay and player motion and animations and super simplified. I just 0102 is my favorite game because we had the updated graphics from the old school graphics to the new school, and it was just a simple yet detailed game. Like, you could spend hours in that CFM looking at stats and looking at different stuff. So to me, that's what's missing. What about you, Mr. Maniac?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the same lines here. I think it's got too many gimmicks. I mean, not only do you have X factors, but now you got abilities with coaches and all this other stuff. And I know we've kind of curb-tail a lot of that stuff with like how we're running the league and stuff. But I think it's driven so much by that stuff. I think it makes the gameplay so stupid if you're not using it.
Yeah.
And that's just unfortunate because like my favorite Madden game, and we talked about this, was Madden 05. I know the graphics weren't pretty back then because I mean most of that stuff was played on PlayStation 2, I think. But when you're talking about like immersion and just enjoy the gameplay, then I think I still could probably pop that game in and probably play it and enjoy it more than I've enjoyed this game. And this is, and I'm not just saying because Maniac's 2-4 right now, and he's saying, man, I was in the playoffs, and Dwayne pointed me out in the chat saying, I've never seen a playoff owner complained so much about this game is just it's so bad. I cannot stress it so anymore. It is so bad. I hate playing it. I hate having to pick it up, but I love y'all guys. And I swear though, if I could just kick Madden to the curb and just hang out, I would do it in a heartbeat, man. So
My wife told me the other night, she's like, she was going to bed early, and she's like, well, you'll get to go and enjoy some video games. And I said, enjoy video games? I don't enjoy video games. There ain't a game out there that I enjoy. Not a one. I mean, it's not just Madden. It ain't Battlefield, PUBG. Like they all feel like trash. I only play video games because it is my social connection, my social circle. Um, and it's just sort of, I think games are in a sad state, and I don't see it ever changing. It's never, no one's ever going to hit the Staples reset button. It is what it is, and who knows? Maybe somebody will figure it out. I just feel like these studios are unfocused, and yeah, just way too. I don't know, just way too many things that can go wrong that flip it on its head. And maybe I am just sour grapes because I can't win, but it is what it is. Cincyberg, he says, your percentage of Raiders. Also, Cincyberg said in the chat, Vision Cone. Screw you, Cincyberg. Your percentage of the Raiders, number one, making it back to the Super Bowl. Number two, going back to back. I think he's 50-50 on both. Listen, I think he's a really, really good team, and he's got a great chance to make this happen. You got to win the first one to even have a chance to do this, period. And he did that. So he's done the hardest part. But it is still the OMFL, and it is still very hard to win in this league. So give me 50-50 on both of those. What do you think?
yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think 50-50. In the draft, none of us guys I don't think really gave him even a 10% chance at that point, and he's already kind of proven us wrong. So I think he's up the ante to 50-50 chance here, and like I said, he got the first part of that equation right. I mean, he got the first win, so now he's got the opportunity to go back to back. So, but yeah, he's just playing good offensive football. That's for sure.
Bill. Bill, why can't you ever just? You can't make nothing easy. You can't nothing. Not even your questions, Bill. Bring me happiness and joy. Bill says, "Do you like your eggs over easy, sunny side up, or scrambled?" Sunny side up or scrambled, either one of those, I guess.
Uh,
I hate him so much.
Hey, at least he's got me laughing. I mean, I had to give him that, but oh my goodness, Bill. Hey, if you're gonna ask the egg question, man, you gotta ask also. You got like bacon or sausage.
Well, you still need to answer this question, but I'm going to give you a hard time. That's a better attempt at making me laugh than yours last night. I was not ready for that laughing last night.
Oh, I know.
Answer this question. What do you think? How you like your eggs? Do you like eggs?
Well, my
guess
wife
that
and I
should be the
actually go
first
out
question.
and eat breakfast quite a bit because with our jobs and stuff. But we got a little mom and pop restaurant we go in, and this is the question that the waitress always asks. You know, how you like your eggs? So, I like mine over easy, medium. So,
Okay.
kind of different.
Yeah. I got super snotty about my eggs recently, and started doing this like way too complicated sort of like spooning over olive oil with garlic and herbs over the top of like an over easy egg, so it sort of just cooks the top barely, and it's probably my favorite way to have eggs now.
Nice.
Nice hunger. He says, when it comes to weather games, which do you prefer, rain or snow? I don't actually get many of either because I play in a dome. But I would say snow if I had to pick, even though I don't think I've had one of those this Madden. What about you?
I have not had either one of those, rain or snow, and I think I'd almost like welcome it because it seems like those that are playing in the rain and snow actually have defensive games. So
People cry so hard about weather games. It's like, oh, just deal with it. He follows
Yeah.
that up with what frustrates you the most, slips or fumbles. I would say fumbles because my guy can slip all he wants. At least I still got the ball. Fumbles drive me absolutely insane.
Yeah, I'm the same. Fumbles. I mean, slips. I think makes it look realistic because it happens. And fumbles happen too. But I think Madden just kind of overdoes it with the hit stick nonsense that just seems to.
Lots of
Um,
hit sticks.
uh, yeah, and I will say, if you go up against a team that like half of their defensive secondary or more have all hit stick stuff on, and you make the move, get round one, there's always number two waiting for you in the end, and it's usually doesn't end well. So
Number two is a great way to describe this, Madden. All right, one more little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about our favorite part of the NFL offseason, draft or free agency, and then we'll wrap the show up with a thought from Mr. Maniac. We'll be right back. What a handsome fella, even with a hairline that's just running away from him there. I think that is not a very real picture. That is, maybe it is. No, I think he's got a head full of hair. I don't know. What are we doing? Oh, we're talking about our favorite part of the NFL offseason. I feel like I need a nap after a sleep. I did not eat this whole sleeve today, but I did eat the whole sleeve over like the course of the week.
it's crack, man. It's legal crack.
It's just been one of those days. Favorite part of the offseason, free agency or the draft?
Well, being a Cowboys fan and knowing how the Cowboys have ran the
People still admit
offseason,
that in public?
yeah, unfortunately. There has been thoughts of switching allegiance a few times, but oh man, yeah, being Jerry Jones,
Yeah.
the way he does off season, I will say they did a little bit better this season. We did go out and get I think a playmaker at free safety, but 9 out of 10 times, it's just they bargain bin shop and there's nothing really to get excited about in the free agency, but the draft. I think the Cowboys have had a pretty decent draft history, and they've found some gems where even like later into the rounds and stuff. So I think I'm always most excited about the draft because 90% of my team comes from that. So that's where I got to look
You
towards.
were
But
pretty passionate in the chat the other day as an outsider, not a Cowboys fan. I thought it was weird that they were going to give up draft picks for Max Crosby. And I was like, well, you should have just paid Parsons. I don't understand. Like, what are we doing here? You got to, and you were pretty passionate about that.
yeah, I mean, I think really, to be honest, I think the more I watched Parsons and how he react, I think he was just a big diva, man. And I know a lot of these guys get that way and stuff, but uh, to me, going back and started thinking like some of the interviews after games and stuff when Parsons had 2 or 3 sacks in a game, but that they lost, he was still happy. They win, he didn't have nothing. He was over there pouting like a little big baby. So I was like, maybe not the best, the best teammate to have in the locker room and stuff. And I think if I can say one thing, I think Dallas has done a good job of cleaning out the locker room. I think they're reestablishing a better culture, and hopefully maybe that'll help my heart be a better culture in other areas as well.
I think I enjoy the draft, even though this free agency's been fun. Saints actually are going to get me some speed and some playmakers, so I don't have to completely rebuild the team from scratch. But I do love the draft. Like I literally could sit there all weekend and just watch that thing and just like
Mm.
hand in a bowl of popcorn and hand on a cold water and just sit there and watching the draft all day and listening to all the analyzers talking. Analyzers is not a word that I was looking for. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. Analyze all the picks and all
Mhm.
breaking them all down and how they're going to go. I love the draft, even though again this free agency has been a ton of fun to see what the Saints can do. So.
Yeah, I think I enjoy the draft. Kind of like you. I will. That's probably like one of the only sport. I mean, even a Dallas Cowboy game, I won't sit and watch the whole thing. I'll watch it, and then if I got something going on, I'll get up. I mean, I can get up and leave it. Uh, but the draft, I don't know. I just something about it to me because one, you see young men getting opportunity to live out their dreams, and I think that's like one of the things that kind of gets lost in the sauce and all of these things. But these are human beings that have put in a lot of work. I mean, not every one of these guys. Some guys are just born with a lot of talent, and they're not as hard workers as some. But you see some guys that have just kind of worked their way up. They were a walk on the first year in college, and they just work their way up to the last year of college and they get a full ride or something like that, and then they just keep progressing. Those type of storylines, I get really intrigued with and attached to because those are the human side of things that I think get lost a lot of times, and those things really intrigue me, and I can just get it. To me, it's like watching a movie, man. I'm like you, I can get popcorn, get my chips and salsa or chips and cheese dip, man. And I'll be sitting there, and my wife's like, what are you doing? Like, this is not even the Cowboys pick. I'm like, no, but this guy, they talked about, he had this, he's maybe his mom passed away, I said, but he's trying to do all. And she's like, oh my goodness, like you make it sound like it's a soap opera or something else. Like, well, I mean,
I like to
no,
see
but
where my favorite college teams players go to.
yeah.
Just like how's that fit going to fit work out for them, that kind of thing. All right, Maniac, I'm giving it to you. One final thought. Close this out.
Uh, I'm
I feel like we need some Dear Diary music in the background.
I need the little.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a rough season. I'm. It's hard to stay positive, but I mean, trying to do the best I can. I know you've had a rough go as well. Um, but I do enjoy. If there's one thing I enjoy seeing is like some of the guys that maybe have struggled in the past, in seasons and they're having success. Like Jay Bowles. Jay Bowles has been one that's kind of had a lot of up and downs and stuff, and see him have some success. That's exciting as well. Um, I'm looking forward to. Um, I wish we could just get a game where we can just all play and really have a good time. And no matter where you're at on the scale of like being a player on sticks and different things, you can sit down and enjoy it, and there's something there for you. And I think that's just kind of where gaming in general, shooters across the board, Madden, sports games, they try to break it up and stuff. But I think to me, in each game, whether it be shooters or sports games, I think they're all a lot of it. There may be a problem with, especially like in shooters. I'll say this about shooters: um, the crossplay with those that have computers. Man, I've come across so many different things like these computer players. Man, they got all kinds of like wall hacks because they have the capability of installing extra stuff on that game and still being able to play within the server. I'm like, I don't understand how that's even possible. And I'm not saying like nobody in our league. I think everybody's on console. So, but you know, why would they even make that a thing? You know, and I just think they've a lot of these companies, I think, just because of the bottom line, I think they've ruined the game for us fun because they look at the money factor too much instead of like the factor of overall enjoyment from the game from uh, their consumer. And I think that that can go in a lot of areas in America and, and across the world is they don't really care. I mean, as long as you're a number and as long as you're a number and you're giving more numbers to their number, they don't really care. I mean, that's the thing. And I think until a lot of people care about it and say something and stop spending, it probably ain't going to change. But we have this here, this game, Madden. We play in these sports games. We play in this community, and that's the only thing that really has been enjoyable. Is just still playing games that are absolutely awful, but then sometimes when you've played really great owners and you have the conversation afterwards and realize, that there's more things outside of just the gaming situation, personal things and stuff, and you get to know those people. I think that's right there, what it's all about for us in the community. And for me, ultimately, yeah, I'm a big mouther. I speak my mind and probably shouldn't sometimes, but I'm a passionate guy, and I like to. Um, I don't feel like people should be shut up, and there probably is some people that need to be shut up, but I think voices, need to be said and heard, and maybe sometimes too much. So, but I'll just leave it at that.
Maniac said, "I'm a big mouther." That's chill. I was not expecting that phrase to come out today. Yeah, it's been quite the ride, and just it's been a lot. But you know what? We'll push through and hope the next game's better. And if not, we'll figure out the best way to play it. We still got another season to go, which is kind of crazy to think about. So,
Right. I'm excited about the draft, though.
We're in what?
I'm ready.
This is season 5, right? Is this 4 or 5? I need to look. I'm all confused. Either way, we're probably.
I think
just
this is the
5.
4th.
Is this 4? No.
I think this.
This is 4. 2 all Madden, 2 all pro, 1 all Madden.
And then we're on our second,
This is second
of all
Madden. Yeah. So this is 4. So we'll probably play one more. I'm all twisted and turned around about what day it even is. So we'll probably play one more. I had some crazy thoughts of doing something radical, like play abilities off and go comp mode. And I'm not saying we'll do any of that stuff, but I think everything is always on the table for that last season, and we'll see how it goes. All right, that's going to do it. We got an hour deep into this one, and I appreciate Maniac making time for me before he hits the road. Be safe, my buddy. Get those kiddos back and enjoy yourself. My kiddos are moving out today, so they got places. Well, the oldest hasn't lived here in a while, but my youngest is moving out. He's actually going to go get a place with my oldest son, and good luck to those two. I hope that works out for him. But there's all kinds of movement and shaking going on around here, and I ain't talking about the 70s song. So I'm out of here. I love you. Thank you, Maniac. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hit that like button. If you're an adult gamer, check us out. Discord is down in the details. We'll see you later.
Click. Later.